Greetings, mighty companions. Annika Jawa here. Miracle Mondays, and we are going to see what Spirit would have us here today. Spirit, that self we share, that higher mind that knows exactly what we need to hear to heal us, to bring us peace, to bring us joy and comfort. There is a part of us called our higher mind that has nothing but pure love for us, knows us, wants us healed, and is just waiting for us to ask for its help, for its guidance. And so that's what we're going to do. First, we're going to do it in a meditation, an opening meditation. And then we're going to do it through the random number generator to see what Spirit will pick for us for our message today. So welcome everybody who is joining us. So lovely to have you joining this healing circle. Whenever we join for the purpose of healing, loving, healing, inspiring, empowering ideas, we are co-creating a healing circle that not only benefits us, but also radiates healing energy out to the world. That is how healing works. Healing is energy. Healing is loving energy that we join upon, that we agree upon. When we do that, that healing energy radiates out to the world, invisibly, but powerfully. So good job joining this healing circle. I thank you for joining this healing circle. And I also thank you on behalf of the planet that so desperately needs some healing energy today. Every day, but today for sure. So would you guys join with me in healing, sending out healing energy to the planet today? Let's all do that. All right.
I will.
That's why we're here. That's our only function as lights of the world. We are the light of the world. The world is healed through us. Healing of the planet doesn't happen like something up above comes down and goes, I declare you healed. The Course in Miracles said, you've been good, all right, here's some healing. The Course in Miracles says that the world is healed through us joining on loving, healing ideas of forgiveness, release from guilt. And so the healing of the planet happens through us. So we got a pretty big, important job. The ultimately important job and function here on earth, okay? So there's nobody who should be feeling like a feeling of a lack of self-worth, self-doubt. That is the most unnecessary emotion perception you could have in this world that desperately needs healing, the healing light and healing truth to come through us to it. So that said, let's do our opening meditation. I open up all my classes with an opening meditation, and the purpose here is just to rest our minds, open our minds, open our hearts, and to breathe in the light and exhale the fear. Breathe in the love that we are, and exhale the belief in separation, separateness. And we inhale our essential guiltlessness, and we exhale guilt and shame. And we inhale the light that we are, and we exhale the darkness that is but the absence of light. And we use our breath to quiet and focus our minds. Use your breath to focus and quiet your mind. What does it mean to have a quiet mind? What does a mind at rest feel like? Do you love your mind enough to let it be quiet and at peace for even a few moments? Doesn't your mind deserve that? And when your mind wanders to some stress or fear, inhale that stress and fear with your inhale, and with your exhale, let it go. Let it go. Let it be drawn into the earth, cooling it, neutralizing it. I rest in the love that is. I rest in the love I am. I need do nothing except rest in the love I am right now. Only love is real. Everything else is but a dream. Only the love I am is real. Everything else is a mistake in my perception. And breathe. And allow your mind to stop planning, defending, analyzing, attacking, judging, and allow your mind to rest in the one reality, the only reality called love, called light. And see if you can allow your mind at rest, the peace in your mind at rest to flow to every cell and every organ in your body, allowing the peace and the light and the power of love to go, extend to every cell in your body, every organ in your body, being filled with the light, the power, the radiance of love, the love you are, the love that is. Imagining every cell in your body, every organ in your body, full of the light, the radiant golden light that you are, that is reality. Light. Light in every cell, light in every organ, light in every thought in your mind. You are the light of the world. Saying to yourself silently, I am the light of the world. I am not a body. I am light. The light of love. The light of truth. I am not a body. I am light. The light of love. And this is waking up to who you are. And this is what it feels like to wake up to what you are. This is what healing feels like. And this is how you extend healing to all the earth. Enjoying the feeling of being what you are. The feeling of being the light you are is the sweetest feeling of all. Beautiful. And then just take another deep breath, enjoying that feeling. Ah, beautiful breathing, and begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. Ah, beautiful. Bringing your awareness back to your body. Knowing that every time you do that, every time you allow your mind to go and expand beyond your body, like light does, that every time you come back to your body, you have a different experience of your body.
Wow. That's all I got to say.
Amen to that.
Wow.
Right on. Thank you. Yes, and so that's how the Course in Miracles says our bodies get sick and age prematurely because we are not allowing the light that we perceive as inside our bodies to go out of our bodies or to come through our bodies. We're having the light and the energy and the love stop at the bodies. We're using our bodies to block the light so that the light and the love can't come through our body. Our bodies are just supposed to be channels. Our bodies are just supposed to be communication devices, just channels. that light and love and truth come through. That's it. But fear and grievances stop it. It stops the energy in our body, and the body gets stopped up. You ever felt stopped up in your body? What's that? When when you get stopped up, and you need a laxative because things aren't moving through your body. What's it called?
That never happens.
That never happens to you. Oh, good. Let's talk later. You tell me what your secret is. What is it called when you have to take a laxative? Thank you. I could not even remember the word. He was like, don't remember that word, because then they'll get it. Yeah. We are spiritually constipated. We're not allowing our bodies to just be what they are, which is just channels, communication channels, light channels. And because grievances stop the energy from moving through your body. Because grievances do what? Grievances put your attention on the body. It's all about the body. When you have a grievance and you're angry, it's all about what somebody's body didn't do that you wished it would have done, what somebody's body did that you're upset with, or what your body did that you're upset with, or what your body doesn't have, or what your body doesn't look like, or who your body doesn't have. Grievances are all about the body. It's all about, my body don't have enough of this, and my body don't look right, my body don't have enough of that, my body didn't do this, and my body did this, and or somebody else's, right? That's what grievances are all about. And those grievances stop the energy flow that is the universe at the body. And then the body becomes a block to the flow. And then the body's the natural flow energy of the universe isn't flowing. What happens to water when water stops flowing and it gets caught in an eddy, that water gets stagnated. Well, that's what happens. That's, according to the Course, that's a lot of what sickness is. It's this energetic stagnation where the energy isn't moving. And so, so that chi, that life force energy, that grievances stop. That's why the Course in Miracles says, my grievances hide the light of the world. My grievances block the healing light and healing energy to the world. So, all right. So welcome everybody. Lovely to see you here. I love your feedback. I love your questions. If you have a question, write it in all caps, and hopefully that will catch my eye. So if you have any questions as you're watching, feel free to ask. This is all for practical application. That's what it's for. How can I use this right now for what I need for peace and healing and comfort right now? That's what A Course in Miracles is for. It's not just to play in these beautiful ideas. So, all right. So, we're going to do Miracle Roulette to find out what Spirit wants for us to hear today. So you guys know about Miracle Roulette? Miracle Roulette is where I use the random number generator to let Spirit choose what we're going to do. Okay? And it's downright spooky, right? Can I get a witness on that? It is downright spooky to the max.
It's like, were you following us today?
It's like, were you listening to us?
Conversation.
Wait a minute. You took us to the section where it actually used the actual words we were just talking about, that we were just using.
Yeah.
So any of you who've been doing my classes where we do Miracle Roulette will tell you, it's just weird, spooky, how it works. I have learned that Spirit is very, very easily uses electronics. Have you ever noticed that? So anyway, Spirit has no problem using electronics since it's all energy and electricity. So, okay, so great. Who would like to let Spirit use? Thank you. Do this fast. So just tap where it says randomize. Okay, great. So chapter 28. So look in the table of contents, if you will, and tell me how many sections there are in chapter 28. So we're chapter 28, and we're going to be in the blue covered edition. Hi, Carly.
It looks like
And
it's
hi, Connor.
six.
Oh, Connor says hello from the treadmill. All right. And hi, Irene. I love it.
Looks like 7 chapters.
7?
Seven.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Who else would like to let Spirit choose through you?
Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be?
You got 28 up there.
Oh, what did I say?
28, chapter
We needed, it's 7 sections worth.
Oh, yes, I know. But it's right there.
I see.
Yes.
Now I see it.
Oh, wait a minute, no, that's not right. Okay, wait a minute. So 1 through 7. Okay, it's gotta be 1 through 7. Tap that and see what happens. Nope, right there. Okay, 2. Okay, guys, so it is chapter 28, section 2.
Reversing effect and cause.
Reversing effect and cause. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound practical at all, now does it? All right. Let's see here. Reversing. And this is something you guys can do, reversing effect and cause or cause and effect?
It says effect and cause.
Reversing.
Oh, effect.
Okay,
Okay, great. Effect and cause. Effect and cause. Okay, so chapter 28, section 2, reversing effect and cause. And so you guys watching, this is a great method for using A Course in Miracles for some very specific and fast answers for you. So instead of going to the table of content and figuring out, oh, which section would be good, do a prayer, ask Spirit tell Spirit what your need is, and ask Spirit for Spirit's answer, Spirit's guidance, Spirit's vision. Tell Spirit that you're asking for what Spirit knows you need to hear right now for this particular situation. Say, I need some help, I need some guidance. Please guide me to the right section that will specifically answer what I'm going through. And then do the miracle roulette like this, okay? So it's a fantastic way to get some very specific, personalized answers from A Course in Miracles fast. All right, so it is reversing effect and cause. Okay, great. So, all right, here we go. Everybody ready? All right, thank you, Greg, for putting that up. Okay, so it says here, reversing effect and cause. It says, without a cause, there can be no effects. And yet, without effects, turn this on. And yet, without effects, there is no cause. Okay, so effects and cause go together. There's no cause without effects, and there's no effects without a cause. A cause is made by its effects. Another way of saying that is, the Father Creator is a creator by the Creator's children. A creator, a parent, is made a parent by the parent's children. Okay? So that's the metaphor here. Now, effects don't create their cause, just like children don't give birth to their parents. So the effect doesn't create the cause creates the effect, but the effects do establish the causation of the cause or the parent. Okay, same thing. The children are what make the parent, okay? But the children don't cause the parent, okay? We're getting the cause and effect relationship here. And it says, thus, the children, that's us, give creatorhood to our Creator. So we give creatorhood to our Creator. And also we receive that gift of creatorhood that we have given to God. Okay, interesting. So now we have creatorhood. Now we can be parents. Now we can be creators. We can create just like our Creator created us. Good to know. It's because we are God's children, that we must also be a parent, a creator, who creates as God created us. Okay, so did you know that you are a creator just like your creator? Okay, you're not the source creator, but you're a creator too. That's not typically how we tend to think about ourselves, right? You're gonna be like, hello, it's a new day, I'm a creator, I have all the power to create, just like my creator created me, and wonderful. How would I like to create my day? That's not usually how we greet our day. We typically don't think of ourselves as creators. Oh, I'm a creator. Well, you need something? Create it. You need something? Create it. I'm a creator. Why am I going to be afraid of lack? Why am I going to be worried about not having enough? I'm a creator. Come on. Everybody knows creators create. That's what they do. Okay? That lets you know right there that we don't see ourselves as creators. We see ourselves as victims. We see ourselves as victims, that we see ourselves as the ones who power is taken from, okay? So then it says, the circle of creation has no end. Its starting and its ending are the same, but in itself, the circle of creation holds the universe of all creation without beginning and without an end. Pretty deep, okay? So here's a picture, a very crude picture of creation. It's a big circle. It started with God, it goes through us, and we create, and it goes back to God, and it goes back to us, and then we extend out. It all goes back to God, and then God creates and extends us. It's just a big old circle without an end. Creation. Okay, there's no end to creation. There's no end to creativity. Okay? That's the nature of creation. Now, why would that be practical to whatever you're going through today? Okay? The practicality of that is that reminder that you have the ability to create. And there's no end, there's no limit on your ability to create, except to say you can't create your source. That's it. That's the only limit on our creativity. And so remembering that reminds us that any limits that we have put on ourselves, like, well, I can't have enough love, I don't have enough love, I can't have the right relationship, I can't have enough money, I don't have it, I can't do that, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too whatever. It's a reminder to us that no, you're a creator. There are no limits on your ability to create. What do you want to create? So whatever you learned about the limits on your ability to create is false. You've learned falsely. You learned wrongly. And which means now you're suffering unnecessarily. You're suffering because you're like, oh, well, I can't make this for myself. Oh, I don't have enough of this, or I can't do this, or I'll never be this, or I'll never be that, or I'll never have enough of this, and I don't have enough of that. That's why we're suffering, because we believe that we don't have the power to create what we would like to experience. And when we remember that we do, then it's like, oh, okay, I realize I just hadn't been asking big enough. Of course, A Miracle says it's not that you ask for too much, it's that you ask for far too little. Far too little. And little me, I'm like, oh, is it enough to ask that I don't have to worry about money for the next month? But that's the way we act. Oh, is it okay to ask for enough money to pay my bills for, a month? Or if I'm really thinking big, a year? Right? That's how we think. Yes?
I was reading, I think it's in chapter 31, a way to help renounce the ego is by repeating to yourself that you have everything.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
Staying with I have everything.
It's one of my favorite sections.
And the ego doesn't
Yes.
get a chance to slip in this way or that way in the monkey mind.
Exactly. As Dan was saying, that he reminded us that the way to renounce your ego is to say, God has given me everything. All power is given unto me in earth and heaven. And that interesting that the Course in Miracles is saying, say that to yourself. Say that to yourself. That's a very practical thing to say, especially when you are suffering with the belief that you don't have enough of something, or you can't make something, or you can't do what you want to do, or you're limited in what you can experience or have. Remind yourself, say to yourself, God has given me everything, which is the same as saying God has given me all power to create. To create what? Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. You know, the Course in Miracles says you're here to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy, which is the same as saying the eternal. You're here to extend that which is eternal, that which goes on in creation. It never stops. And so, given that, then, you know, that enables us to ask for more than the little we think we deserve, which is so very, very little, okay? I just want a little bit of my own for this week, okay? It reminds us to ask bigger and to imagine farther, and to say what you would like to create. You know, to think bigger, to think, what would I like to create? What would I like to experience? If I was unlimited in my power to create, and there was no limit on my worthiness, if there was no limit on my worthiness to have it all, the all God has given me, and there's no limit on my ability to create, well then what am I going to ask for today? Or what am I going to envision for myself or the world?
I might be misinterpreting your line of
I don't
reasoning.
know. Let's see.
How would you define create as the Course talks about that term here?
Well, thank you for, that's a perfect question. The Course in Miracles defines create as extend. So it's not like getting your magic wand, you know. It is, creation is extension. And then what is it that is within you that can't help but extend, no matter how hard you try to limit it? It's thoughts. Thoughts extend. That's what thoughts do. The moment you have a thought, whoop, it goes on out. So you're already creating. You just are creating something that is not eternal. Okay? When you're extending thoughts of fear, grievances, body, separation, guilt, shame, lack, you are extending. The Course says you're not creating, you're making. So the Course makes a distinction. You know, whatever thoughts you have, they are going to extend from you and out into your life and out into your world. But the Course says that that's not creating, because creating is something that's eternal. What you are doing, the Course says, is making. So when you're extending limited ideas, fear, guilt, anger, lack, you're just making, you're not creating. Okay, does that answer your question? Okay? So the Course in Miracles says, if you really accepted the truth that you don't have any idle thoughts, every one of your thoughts is extending something. Every one of your thoughts is making something. It's either making or creating something. If you knew that you didn't have any idle thoughts, you would not be so tolerant of mind wandering. You know how you'd be sitting there for an hour and your mind's gone all over the map in terms of fears and judgments and worries and lack thoughts and anger and plans and defenses. You know what I'm talking about? Mind wandering. If you knew that all your thoughts produce form at some level, then you wouldn't be so tolerant of mind wandering. You'd be like, get back here, mind. You know, get back here. Quit making all that mess. You know, you'd be like, get back here. Now, and Course in Miracles, for me, is such a miracle because all I have to do, I've learned, is put my mind on the course. That's, when I notice my mind's been wandering and out there extending and creating some messes, I may not be able to generate true thoughts or remember the true thoughts in the moment for whatever reason. So then that's when I open up the book and start to read, or I put it on to listen to it to make sure that I have some real thoughts going through my mind. If you're saying that every thought produces form at some level, then my goodness, I'm going to be making sure that these ideas are coming through my mind. Especially when I notice that my mind's up to no good. It's thinking about fears and lack and grievances and plans and defenses and all that junk that you really don't want to be creating and making every day, So, all right. So thank you for asking that. That's perfect. Any other questions or comments? Okay, yes.
Well, I just wanted to comment that the course also defines creating as communication.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And another thought was from the second chapter. The mind is very powerful. It never loses its creative force.
Yes.
It never sleeps. Every instant it is creating. It is hard to recognize that thought and belief combine into a power surge that can literally move mountains.
Indeed. Thank you. That's perfect. So Matt just read to us. Where is that from, Matt?
Chapter 2, section 6.
Chapter 2, section 6. The mind never sleeps. The mind never loses its creative power. It's very difficult to understand that thought and belief can combine into a power that can literally, not metaphorically, literally move mountains. Very difficult to accept that. Why? Because we're afraid. We don't want to believe that our thoughts have that power. Why? Because I want to go on thinking crap and not be worried that I'm putting crap out into the world that I'm going to walk into. So we're afraid to learn about the power of our thoughts because we don't want to take that level of responsibility, and we want to keep thinking judgments. We want to keep judging. We want to keep holding grievances. We want to keep attacking. And so we don't want to hear that, hey, those attack thoughts, those grievances, they are literally going from you and making a world that justifies your grievances. How about that? Well, I don't like that. The Course in Miracles says we want to be able to attack in safety. I want to be able to judge, hold grievances, attack, but not have any effect. Because my ego has taught me that I can give away all my guilt, all my anger, and get rid of it. It's magic. That's what the ego has taught us. You can just extend out project out all your anger, guilt, and grievances, and it's magically gone. It just went, into that person, and that's gone. And now you're pure and innocent, unsullied by comparison, because you gave away all your guilt and your anger and your projection, your guilt. Wow. That's magical thinking that produces a world at war and a sick world. Yes. Okay. I think we can all agree that right now, in particular, we have a sick world. Okay. Our world is sick. Okay. Our world has the coronavirus. Okay. And the Course in Miracles says that's us. That's the sickly thoughts that we have extended. So no guilt, just okay. If the world is a picture of an inward condition, then we have some sick thoughts. Well, that's not too hard to see. We have sick thoughts. We have projected those out into the world. And surprise, surprise, now we have a sick world. Okay, we're innocent. It was a mistake. It was a call for love. But now what we want to do, we want to find our healthy thoughts. What are healthy thoughts? Where are my healthy thoughts? Spirit, I need some help. Spirit, what are your thoughts? Okay, what are your thoughts about this world sickness that we're experiencing right now? What would be some healthy thoughts? What would be some healing thoughts that we could choose to have that would naturally extend out into the world, bringing healthy energy? Okay, that's my prayer for the world tonight. Okay, questions? Okay. All right. How about you guys?
Were you asking a question?
Was I asking a question?
What are your healthy thoughts?
Oh, yes. So that's my question to Spirit. The Course in Miracles says your real thoughts, meaning the thoughts you share with God. The Course in Miracles says you share a mind with God. I know it's hard to believe, but you do. You share a mind with God. Why? Because God don't will separation. God didn't create us and be like, you're on your own. Bye. Maybe you'll find a prophet somewhere in there that we can talk through. That is, if you don't kill him first. The Course in Miracles says we share a mind with God. The thoughts of God are also in our own mind. Big thought, radical thought. And so the thoughts of God must also be in our mind if our mind is one with God. And the Course in Miracles says your mind is one with God because God didn't send you away from him. God didn't create you as separate. God created you and kept you. And so the Course says to say, my real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. I just love that prayer. My real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. A great prayer for when you notice that your mind's been wandering and wandering in the muck. My real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them. Okay, this is a prayer for finding the thoughts that you share with love. This is the prayer to find the healthy, healing thoughts that you do have right now in your mind that you could access, that you could remember if you wanted to. Okay, yes?
Can you also take the thoughts that you know are not of God and have them be transformed into love by offering them to God to transform into love?
You sure can. Thank you for saying that. And then when you find that your mind's wandering in the muck, and you notice that you've got thoughts of grievance and lack and all the anger, then the way to transform them is you give them over. You give them to your higher mind. Your higher mind is your appointed friend. It's a consciousness that was given you, the divine spark of God, the voice for God that was given you to be your best friend, to be there for you all the time, no exceptions, no exemptions. This friend who is worlds wiser than you are and loves you more than you do. This friend was given you, the Course calls it your appointed friend, is always there, ready to say, thank you, I'll take those thoughts. Thank you very much. I've just been waiting. I'll take that guilt. I'll take that anger. I'll take those grievances. I'll take those lack thoughts. I'll take all that, and guess what I'm going to do with it? Okay, watch closely. Hey, how'd you do that? Well, it's not magic. It's a miracle. At first, miracles look like magic, okay? But it's really a miracle. A miracle is when you give over those unloving, unhealthy, unreal thoughts, and you give them to Spirit who knows what to do with them, and Spirit turns them back into light. Okay, so thank you for asking that, Carrie. I really appreciate y'all's questions and comments. You see how we're co-creating. You see, I share something, and then it sparks you, sparks up sparks, And then we have this beautiful tapestry. We are co-creating this beautiful tapestry of the truth that sets us all free, that is healing. Okay, so thank you all for doing that. Irene says, your higher mind is your appointed friend to be with you all the time. Yes. All right, so let us go on. So, okay, so now we're paragraph 2. Awesome. Hi, Lynette. Thank you, Lynette, for my hair. Lynette is my hair angel. Thank you, Lynette. This is a miracle. For real. Thank you, Lynette. Okay, so paragraph 2. It says fatherhood is creation. So being a creator, fatherhood is creation. What does that mean? That means love must be extended. Okay? That's what love has to be. You can't hold love in. I got love in this little bag. I got some love right here. Oh, and I'm gonna seal it up, and it won't get out, and it's gonna be all mine. Okay, love must be extended. Love cannot be contained. Okay, in other words, purity is not confined. It is the nature of the innocent to be forever uncontained without a barrier or limitation. Okay, so love, truth, purity, innocence, it's nature to extend. It can't be contained. Okay, so here we are trying to contain and put a barrier and a limitation on our innocence, on the love. Okay, it is saying that it is the nature of innocence to what? To be forever uncontained without a barrier or limitation. So that's you. So I'm going to say that about you. It's your nature to be forever uncontained without a barrier or limitation.
So that's what's natural.
Yes.
And what we're experiencing is a world of limitations.
Exactly.
You can't do this, you
Can't do that. Exactly.
You need to do this.
Yes. Exactly. What's natural is that who we are cannot be contained. It can't be limited, and it is without a barrier of any kind. Okay? And then, like Greg said, that's what's natural. In the world, the unnatural world, it's all limitation all day long. All limits all the time. Okay? The body is a limit. Okay? There's a limit of food, there's a limit of love, there's a limit of time, there's a limit of resources, there's a limit, there's a barrier on everything in the world. That's how you know that the world as you see it, limited, barriers, confined, is not the real world.
It's a contrast.
It's a contrast. It's just for contrast. In the real world, you experience no limits. There's no limits on resources. There's no limits on energy. There's no limits on love. There's no limit to you. You know, I mean, the main limit that we believe in is the limit called death. That's a limit. You got a limit. You have an expiration date. We don't know what that's going to be, but death is a limit. But this is saying that it is your true nature, the spirit, the love, the light that is your true nature, cannot be contained. It cannot be limited. It must be extended. So even though you do not know it, your light, your love, your eternal essence that you were created as has continued to extend. It's extending right now as we speak. You know, who we are can't be limited. It can't die. It can't be contained. Okay? There is no limit on love. There is no limit on who we are. So, good thing to remember when you are suffering from the belief of not enoughness or limits of time, limits of love, limits of resources. Okay. So, and it says, thus the purity and the innocence that you are, it says it can't be found where limitation is. So who and what you are cannot be found where limitation is. Okay? And where is limitation? The body. Okay? So the truth about you is not going to have anything to do with the body or anything that can be limited. The truth about you can't be found. So if you are suffering, it's because you have forgotten the truth. You don't know the truth about yourself. That's where all suffering comes from. All suffering comes from ignorance. You do not know your true nature. You do not know your true nature, which can't be limited, which is forever creative, which can't be limited. And so we suffer because we don't know the truth about ourselves. So if you are suffering, then what you want to do, according to A Course in Miracles, is go find the truth about yourself. Seek the truth about yourself. Seek the truth about yourself that reminds you of your unlimited, uncontained nature, where you don't have a limit, where there is no lack in you and you don't die. That's what you want to go to when you're suffering. It may seem that you're suffering from a financial problem or a physical problem or a global pandemic problem. But the Course is saying that our problem is that we don't know the truth about ourselves. We don't know our essential nature as spirit, as love, as light, as something that can't die, that can't be contained or limited. Okay? And that's why I love A Course in Miracles, because the Course in Miracles, for me, was the most profound reminder of my truth I had ever found. On every page, in every paragraph, it's telling you the truth about yourself, the truth, your eternal nature, your eternal nature, your eternal nature, every page. And so, the Course in Miracles is a miraculous, downright miraculous device for going to the truth, going to something that knows the truth about you. He says, your truth can't be found where limitation is. Okay, well, great. Well, where can my truth be found? In the unlimited, all-loving truth.
And just as a practical note, the holy instant is
Yeah.
what it advocates.
And the holy instant. Yep.
To escape your awareness of the body.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that. The holy instant is the moment where you're like, I'm not going to go to my body. I'm not going to go to what's happening here in my body. Okay, I'm going to take my awareness somewhere else besides the body, and I'm going to go seek my truth, my identity somewhere besides the body and all the body's hot messes. Okay? I'm going to go to where the truth about me can be found. When you make that decision, the Course calls that a holy instant. That's a holy instant, where you go look for your truth, where it can actually be found, which is not in the body. It's beyond the body. Okay? The body is the limit. The body is the expression of the belief that who and what I am is limited. Okay? So, great. So then it says, and if you'll go, it says, okay, the body can be healed by the effects of love, by the effects of purity, which are limitless as itself. Okay, great. I love that. Tell me how I can heal the body. That's what we need. That's the information that I needed today. Tell me how the body can be healed, please. It says, the body can be healed by truth's effects. By truth's effects, by love's effects, by purity's effects, by innocence's effects, by the effects of guiltlessness. I love it. Love hearing. How practical is that? Hearing how to heal the body. Okay? By truth's effects, which are as limitless as truth itself. Okay, and we're talking about healing. How perfect is this for tonight? Okay? Well, we were talking about the coronavirus
Coronavirus.
on the way in here and then when we got in here. So you can see, did I not say that it's spooky the way Spirit chooses the perfect section? Spooky. Healing.
Yeah, I thought
Healing.
because you said that, I thought, okay, there's gonna be a demonstration of this.
I thought the same thing. I was like, somehow it's going to be about something about healing. I just
Yeah.
know how Spirit is. Yeah. So,
Healing the body, and we're all talking, a bunch of us were standing and talking about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
last time.
yeah.
And of course, because it happens to be something people are talking about.
Yes. Exactly. Yes, exactly. So while you're doing your prep for the coronavirus or whatever you're doing, do this too. The course says do a compromise approach. You know, let your body be healed by the truth about yourself, and get a mask. The Course in Miracles says until you are really ready to use your mind only to heal your body, until you know that you have full confidence in your mind to heal your body, then wear the mask and wear some gloves or take your medicine. The Course in Miracles is not telling you, well, you know, since it's only the mind that could be sick, don't take your medicine. The Course is saying, no. The author of the Course knows that it's going to take time for us to learn that we can heal everything with our thoughts. But it knows we are not there yet. That's pretty darn obvious. We're not there yet. We still have really unhealthy thoughts. So how are we supposed to heal your body with your mind only when you have a lot of unhealthy thoughts? Of Course in Miracles goes, so just do a compromise approach. Do both. Do both. So that's something A Course in Miracles has to say about sickness and illness and medicine and treatments and truth. Okay? So, good time for us to remember that. Yes?
Well, so Anna, like the first principle of miracles, there's no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not harder or bigger than another.
Yes.
Well, can we apply that to the planet too, that there is no difficulty of a miracle in the planet?
Yes.
Are the things going around the planet, that nothing is bigger or harder than anything else?
Yes, absolutely.
And also, that we don't really need to understand it or even give it everything, right? All we have to do is give it a little willingness.
Yes.
To have that applied,
Yes.
would you say?
I would absolutely say that. Absolutely.
I'll join you in that.
Yes, and we'll join with you on that. So Dan was reminding us that the first principle of A Course in Miracles is there's no order of difficulty in miracles. There's not one miracle that's harder or bigger than another. They are all expressions of love. A miracle of healing is an expression of love. And so that's that's what a miracle, and all expressions of love are maximal. So the body and all the effects of sickness can be healed by miraculous thoughts, which is an expression of love. Expressions, there's no order of difficulty in expressions of love. So what is it that heals our planet from coronavirus or whatever? Expressions of love. Expressions of love. Loving thoughts. Loving thoughts. There's nothing our loving thoughts cannot do. There's that workbook lesson that was recently. There is nothing our holiness cannot do. And it says to think about all the disasters you can think about. Your disasters, their disasters. It says to think about them and say, in this situation in which the world sees itself having a global pandemic, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. Okay, this is what it says to say about these things that seem like, oh, this is a harder miracle to do. There is nothing that our loving thoughts cannot do. In the situation in which the world seems to be in a global pandemic, in which the world seems to see itself, there's nothing our loving thoughts cannot do. There's nothing our purity and our innocence cannot do. In the situation in which we see ourselves in a world where there seems to be a global pandemic, there is nothing our loving thoughts cannot do. There is nothing our innocence cannot do. Our truth, our purity. All synonyms. Our truth, our purity, our guiltlessness, our light, our love. All synonyms. Whichever one you like the best, they're all synonyms for your truth, which has all power. Your reality, your identity was given all power when you were created. Why? Because God created us to be like God. Creators. Creators. Unlimited creators. Okay? That's our truth. And the body and all the effects of sickness can be healed by our truth. Hallelujah. That's like that's the whole message of A Course in Miracles. It's a healing curriculum. And it teaches you how to allow healing for yourself and for the world by remembering your truth, your true identity, as you were created by an infinitely loving, infinitely powerful creator. Wow. Okay. So when it says God created us as creators, it also could say God created us as healers. You know, we were created with unlimited ability to create, unlimited ability to heal. And how do you heal? Well, you heal by remembering the truth about yourself and others. Okay? That's how the real healing is done. And when you are going to that for your healing, then whatever you do in form for medicine will work. Okay? So you hear that? So what determines whether the medicines or the special healing agents what determines whether they work or not is whether you are accepting the real healing in your mind. Okay? So we go to truth, we go to our truth, our true identity as spirit, deathless, timeless, guiltless. And then when you get the medicine or the herbs or whatever it is you're taking, you know, for healing, it will work. Okay, so, okay, beautiful. Stephanie says, Holy Spirit sent me to Wim Hof's breathing technique as a treatment, and it's working as a compromise approach. Good job. Beautiful, Stephanie. Hi, Terry, and hi, Demi. Okay, so apparently we're talking about sickness and healing tonight. What a shock. What a shocker. Beautiful demonstration of how Spirit really does use the random number generator thing in a incredibly precise way. Okay? Spirit is very precise. Now, paragraph 3. Always in sickness do we attempt to make ourself our cause, which means to not allow ourselves to be our Creator's child. Wow. Okay, so now it just tells us what sickness is about. Okay? Now, it did not say always sickness comes from the coronavirus. Okay, it didn't say that. At least not in my book. It said sickness comes from us attempting to be our own creator, our own author. I created me. I say who I am. I say what I am. I created me. I'm my own God. I'm my own creator. Really? It says that, in other words, not allowing yourself to be your parent's child. Wow. Me not allowing myself to be my parent's child. Be like me saying, well, I don't have parents. I'm not someone's child. I don't have parents. I just spontaneously came into being. I didn't come from anywhere. Here I am.
Look at me, I'm limited. I didn't come from unlimited.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the wrong person.
I'm my own source. I'm my own God. I don't have a creator. I don't have a parent. It says that's what sickness is about. And it calls that an impossible desire, you know. In other words, the practical explanation of that is, do you know how, like, when we go to problem solve our problems, we go to problem solve, I gotta figure this out, I gotta make a plan, I'm gonna first do a little bit of research, like that's what I do, I'm gonna do some research. I got a problem, I'm gonna do some research. I got a plan, I got a problem, I'm gonna figure it out, I gotta come up with a plan. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Instead of going to my source and going, hey parent, hey spirit creator, help. I go to figure it out myself as if I do not have a wiser, loving parent to turn to. I got to figure it out myself. I will figure it out myself. We are acting just like we don't have a wise, loving, limitless parent, spirit parent, that we could turn to anytime for anything. You know, God's like, you don't have to figure it out for yourself. You don't have to, listen, I'm here for you. You don't have to figure it out. Come ask me for help. I'm here for you. Everything I have is yours. I've given you everything. But in sickness, we're trying to do it all by ourselves, for ourselves. I'll figure it out myself. I know what's going on. I'll decide what it means. I decide what I should do. I decide what everybody else should be doing. I decide what should be happening here. I decide what it means. I decide what it's for. I'm my own creator parent. I don't need no parent. That is the mental, spiritual condition for sickness, according to that. Wow. I'm sick because I think I'm on my own. I'm sick because I'm trying to do it by myself. When it's obvious we don't know how to do it by ourselves. We don't know enough. We don't know enough to judge accurately and to judge truly enough. We don't. That should be obvious to us. Right? So it says, always in sickness, we are attempting to make ourselves our cause, which means not allowing ourselves to be our Creator's child. Wow. It reminds me of something in the chorus where it says, something about until you realize your complete dependency on God for everything, then you will still be poor and sick. Wow, yes.
Well, in your Wednesday night class this past Wednesday, you were talking about sort of the same thing, and how you're supposed to just ask, what do I say, where do I go?
Yes, right.
Ask those questions.
Yeah.
And that's how you respond when you notice that you're having sickness or a problem.
Exactly. Yeah. In my Wednesday class, it was like we were playing out the formula for the miracle, and the formula went something like this: I don't know what this means. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what it's for. I don't understand. I don't know who I am. I will ask my spirit parent or my spirit helper for help. What does this mean? What is it for? What should I do? Where should I go? What should I say? And to whom? Okay. Anything else is me not allowing myself to be the child of the unlimitedly loving, unconditionally loving, unlimitless power parent that I have, that we all have. And then, of course, how am I going to feel if I'm going to try to do it all by myself? I'm going to try to do it on my own. I'm going to figure it out on myself. I'm going to make it for myself. Of course, what am I going to feel but afraid? I'm going to feel insecure. I'm going to feel anxious. I'm trying to do it by myself. You know, anytime you try to do something by yourself, you're going to feel anxious. If you think that your survival and your peace and your safety and your joy and your health and your abundance is up to you, well, what do you think you're going to feel? But terrified, And what does fear do to the body? Well, we know what fear does to the body. It wastes it. And stress, anxiety, what does that do to the body? Wastes it. Waste it. Okay? Now, the body could be healed by the effects of what? Turning to our spirit parent. Remembering, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what this is for, and I ask for your correct perception. I ask for your guidance and your wisdom. Guide me. Wow. So yeah, we know that the number one cause of physical sickness and death, we know, is stress. Which is what? Fear. Fear. I'm not going to know, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to, I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to be able to figure it out. I'm not going to be able to fix it. Fear. Stress. So stress, they say, this is what the medical establishment says, that stress is the number one killer of the body. Okay? This is telling us how the antidote to stress, stop trying to do it by yourself. Stop trying to figure it out by yourself. You don't know enough to judge accurately what's going on and what's the best response for everyone involved. And so stop trying to do it by yourself and remember you are the child of an unconditionally loving, limitlessly powerful parent. Don't even think about the word God. Forget about that word. We've totally misunderstood that word. Think of parent. Parent. Think of that for yourself. Parent is it's personal. When you think of parent, you don't think of some amorphous being in the sky that doesn't really know you unless you beg well enough. That's not what you think of when you think of parent. That God is our Father. God is a mother. And you are a child. That's the healing mindset that allows us to not be afraid. It allows us to access the unlimited, unconditional resources that our spirit parent has provided for us. What do parents do? They provide, And do the parents, if the child misbehaves, does the parent say, well, I'm not going to feed you today? Not if the parent is healthy. A healthy parent is, and I'm like, well, yeah, some parents are like, don't talk to Aria. Aria's like, are you going to feed me today? I'm like, feed you? What? What have you done for me lately? So a loving, wise parent isn't going to ask you what you've done to deserve what, being provided for, provisions. And so, but when you're trying to provide for yourself, then you can't help but feel insecure and anxious and afraid and stressed out. Yes?
So I have a hard time with this.
Yay!
I feel like I know the right thing to do.
Yes.
To give it up to God.
Yeah, and you did some research. Yeah. Yes.
Right? Give it up to God, let it go. But then, when I'm giving it up, I'm still like, no.
Right, gotcha.
Now what? Like, how do I know that they provide?
Well, haven't you noticed that miraculously and strangely, then you received what you needed? Have you noticed that? Tell the truth.
I would say that if you're waiting for an answer, you haven't given it up.
Or if you're waiting for a specific. Good point, Pat. Good job. That's true. The Course in Miracles says you can't ask Spirit for something without being answered. But it is possible that you may not recognize its answer. Especially if you're asking for something in form. Instead of, here, I need a correct perception of this situation. Please help me to see this in another way. Please help me to understand this.
So do you think it's more helpful to ask for a new perception?
Yes. Yes. The Course in Miracles says that your problem is not the thing or the situation. Your problem is your perception. And the Course in Miracles literally says, only perception can be sick. Okay, so if you're asking for a thing to be different, it's totally possible that Spirit knows that the changing of the thing is not in your best interest. Why? Because if Spirit went, oh, you need me to fix your car? Okay, I'll fix your car. Then forevermore you think that your problem is not in your thoughts, but your things. And so Spirit may not fix that car because Spirit's like, you know, that's not your problem. How about ask again? Ask again. I ask for another way of seeing this. What does Spirit, what do you see in this situation? Spirit, what would you have me learn here? What is it that I need to forgive here? Would you please help me out, Spirit? I ask for your correct perception. Okay, once you have correct perception, then anything you do, whatever comes from you, whatever you do in form is going to be helpful. Okay, great question. Yes, and good catch on that.
Yeah, I just wanted to get in on this, if I could.
Please, it's getting juicy in here. It's getting...
It doesn't always come right away, but I think a feeling of complete peace about a situation tells me that it's been answered. And I don't get my answer in form a lot of times. In fact, I had something happen professionally here within the last couple of months, and it had me super distraught. And I thought I was going to get a miracle the way I wanted the miracle to happen. and it really did look like it was going to go that way, but it didn't.
Ooh.
And I got the exact answer I didn't want at first. But strangely, something deep shifted, and I was completely at peace with everything, with the client, the whole thing. And I guess you could call it a miracle, but
Yes.
because I just think it's sometimes we have to be careful not to still put our stuff on the
That's
have
right.
the answer I want.
Yeah, that's where.
That's a great demonstration of that. That you thought that you wanted and needed the situation to go a certain way, not realizing what you really needed and wanted was peace of mind.
Right.
But when you got it, you were like, no, this is good.
And I mean, on the phone call that I got the news, I was immediately going,
Yes.
send it upstairs.
Yes.
But
There
I
you
was
go.
distraught for a good week or two over this. It took a little while.
Yeah. Beautiful. And the Course does say, and thank you for saying that, because the Course does say that God's answer is some form of peace. Because when you have peace of mind, you have it all. And whatever you do from peace is going to be good. You're going to be creating something good and something eternal and something of great eternal value when you have peace.
Well, I think what Todd says, you always ask for the answer you think it should be.
Exactly.
And then
Yes.
you go like, well, that's what I wanted, that's what I asked for. And then it turns out to be something different.
Yes.
You're like, it's hard, it's okay, you go, okay.
Mhm.
But you always have, what's it called, those expectations of you ask and you already think you know the answer.
Yes.
That's it right there.
That's right.
Is that
Your plan
Yes.
Yes.
for this should
You're
be
thinking,
this.
knowing, you're asking,
But you-
thinking you know the answer.
So you're just waiting for it to happen.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then when the answer comes
You're like,
and it's different than what you decided it should be, then you tell yourself you weren't answered.
Mhm.
yeah,
And so,
you're right.
one way to at least leave your mind open to another answer is, I want this or something better.
Yes, exactly. And the ultimate
Acknowledging
prayer,
that I don't really
Exactly.
necessarily know what it is I really need.
exactly. And so piggybacking on that, the ultimate prayer is, I don't know my own best interest, but God, I know you have a plan for the happiness of all involved, and I ask for your plan. I ask for your plan, and I don't know what it is, and that's all right. and I don't know my own best interest. Now, if you ask a plan like that, then the answer you get is going to be beyond your wildest dreams. Okay?
And you will say, for sure, I could not have come up with this.
Yes. You
What
will.
I would have came up with would have fell far short of this.
Exactly. When you get the answer, you'll be like, wow, I would have never in a million years thought to ask for this or thought I deserved it. You know, I sure am glad I didn't stay with my little request. So thank you for saying that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm just going to finish up this paragraph really fast since we're almost out of time. So we might go a little bit over. And so if you need to go be somewhere else, just turn me off.
No, we're gonna ghost you.
I'm used to it. So no worries. I'm used to being turned off. So, and you guys, you're totally welcome and innocent to leave like Julie does. So, all right. So here we go. Because we're talking about healing. So the only reason I'm going to finish this paragraph is going to be talking about healing. And that's our theme tonight. So I really want to hear the message of what healing really is and where it really comes from. It says, so yet must all healing come about. Why? Because the mind is recognized as not within the body. Wow. Which means what? That your innocence is quite apart from your body, and your innocence is where all healing is. Where then is healing? Only where healing's cause is given its effects. Because sickness is a meaningless attempt to give effects to causelessness and to make it be a cause. Okay. So where does healing come from? It comes about because the mind is recognized as not within the body. And that my innocence, my guiltlessness, my perfection, my purity has nothing to do with this body. My purity, my perfection, my guiltlessness is quite apart from my body. It don't have anything to do with my body. It's not affected one bit by anything my body's done. I'm as pure as the day at the moment I was created. No matter what my body has done up until now. My guiltlessness, my innocence, my purity, which is, by the way, where healing comes from. Where does healing come from? Guiltlessness, innocence. And where is my innocence? It's not in my body. It's not in my body. It has nothing to do with my body. So now I need to look for my healing where? Not in my body. Healing is not going to come from my body. It's going to come from me recognizing that my innocence, my purity, my guiltlessness, my love, my perfection is beyond my body. It just has nothing to do with my body. It's not limited by my body at all. And recognizing my purity, recognizing my guiltlessness, recognizing my true identity as only love. And that identity has never been touched. Not by a single mistake I've made. Not by a single thing I've done on any time, anywhere. Even those things you don't want to talk about. Okay? That my purity and my guiltlessness has nothing to do with my body. Recognizing that my mind isn't even in my body. There's a deep thought for you. That's where healing comes from. So wherever it is that you are in need of healing, wherever it is that you are in need of healing in your life, the source of your healing is not your body, but the remembering of your truth, your true identity, your guiltlessness, your innocence, your purity, your identity as pure love. That's where it comes from. Okay, so maybe that's what we'll be doing this week, is seeking our healing where our healing can be found. And you want to help the world to experience healing. The world needs healing. Let's remember for them that let's remember for them that they are guiltless as they were created by God. They are pure as they were created by God. They are as innocent as they were created by God. No matter what they've done, no matter what's happening with their body, it don't have anything to do with their body. They are guiltless. Okay, and extending that idea. All right. So let's stop here. Okay. Everybody take a breath. Yeah. Woohoo! Yay. So amazing. Okay. So beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do announcements. We're going to do our love offering. And then we'll do just a 2-minute quick integration meditation. So announcements are, you can find my classes on my YouTube channel in a more accessible, organized way. So if you would like to see more of my classes, then go to my YouTube channel, Anna Kujawa. Last name is spelled Kujawa. And when you get there, like and subscribe and share. If you would like to share this message with the world, then share it on your Facebook feed, and that way it can go out into the world. And for sure, the world could be using this idea today. All right. Also, I'm a holistic psychotherapist, and I'm available for one-on-one miracle psychotherapeutic sessions. And you can schedule one of those with me by private messaging me on Facebook, or go to my website, annakujawa.com, and find my phone number and text me from there. And then we'll set something up. All right. Beautiful. Okay, and if you would like to make a financial expression of appreciation to this Miracles Ministry to help it extend, you can go to my website, annakujawa.com, and you'll find the PayPal buttons there. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. I appreciate that so very, very much, truly. Okay, so now we're going to do the integration meditation. And so just for a couple of minutes, we're going to rest in these ideas. And breathe. Feel what these ideas feel like in our minds, our hearts, and our bodies. How does the truth, hearing the truth about your innocence, your guiltlessness, your purity, your light, your love, how does it feel to hear about it? How does it feel to hear and remember the truth about yourself as a limitless love and loved limitlessly? Beautiful. Now I want you to bring to your awareness a situation that is in need of healing in your life. Maybe it's in your body. Maybe it's in your personal life. Maybe it's out in the world that's dealing with a global sickness. But I want you to bring that situation or relationship to your mind. Now, I want you to say upon this, my mind isn't contained by my body. My loving thoughts are not contained by my body. And breathe. And now I want you to remember the truth about yourself as the child of an unconditionally, unlimited power, love, mind. You are the child of a parent whose love for you is unconditional. And tell yourself, I am the child. I am a child of infinite love and infinite power. I am not alone. I am not on my own. I do not need to provide for myself. I do not have to figure it all out by myself. I am not on my own. And then say to yourself, I accept my Creator's love. I accept my Creator's support. I accept my spirit parents' supply and provisions. And say to yourself, I know who I am as a child of God, and I accept my inheritance. This reduces fear, which reduces stress, which reduces sickness. And take a breath. And now let's go ahead and extend these thoughts to the world, to anyone in the world who may be suffering with the coronavirus, anybody who might be afraid, suffering with fear. Let's remember for them. Remember, our loving thoughts cannot be contained. Our loving thoughts cannot be limited. So let us extend those loving thoughts. Let us remember the truth for our brothers and sisters around the world who may be experiencing sickness or fear. And let us remember for them, you are the guiltless child of an unconditionally spirit parent. You are still pure. You are still perfect as love created you. You are only love, and you remain exactly as love created you. You remain as guiltless, pure, perfect, loving, and lovable as the moment you were created by God, by love. You are not your body. Your mind, with its unlimited ability to create, is not limited to or by your body or your circumstances. You are a creator. You have the power to create. What do you want to create? And then we remember for them, you are entitled to miracles. You are not your body. You deserve only love. You are as innocent and worthy of love as the moment you were created. You are only love. You are not limited to or by your body. And you are sustained and healed by the love of your spirit parent, God. And see these people all around the world. See them just bright with healing light. See them bright with radiant health, radiant joy. Feeling loved. See them feeling safe. See them feeling loved. See them feeling safe. And to all the world we say, there is no sin. There is only love. Beautiful. Then take a breath and bring your awareness back to your body, back to the room. Breathing, yawning, and stretching. All right. Good job, guys. Light of the world. You are the light of the world. And that's what we do as light of the world. Lights of the world. All right. Give it up for yourselves for hearing this. It's a miracle. We did it. Good job, guys. Way to be the light of the world. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you next time I see you.